Hello, Jamb elites. You're welcome to the third series of our Jamb Mathematics past question. So this implies that we already have the first series and the second series. So here is the third series. If you've not watched the first and the second series, I would advise you go watch them to help speed up your math reasoning. Okay, so we have up to 20 or there are up to 10 questions in this video tutorial. So, and if you'll be asking me questions in our WhatsApp group, all of those questions are incorporated in this video. So I want you to watch this video till the end so that you can see those questions you already asking me on the group channel. So without further ado, let us go into this third series right now. So let's start with question 21. Question 21 says, if f of x is equal to 2x squared minus 5x plus 3, find x plus 1. Now look here, we are given f of x and they want us to find x plus 1. So what do? Just add this plus 1 here and you transform every other x to be x plus 1. So now look up. I have f of x is equal to 2x squared minus 5x plus 3. And now I want to find f of x plus 1. See the difference? The difference here, we have x and now we have x plus 1. So it means that everywhere I see x in this expression here, I will transform it to be x plus 1 because that is what I am about to find. So here becomes 2 into this x becomes x plus 1. Remember, it has a square, right? Then this x also becomes what? X plus 1. Then plus 3. Now, if you look at it, you see now this is f of x plus 1. You can see x plus 1 everywhere, right? So this is how you do it. The next thing you want to do, you go ahead and simplify all of these guys. You know, x plus 1 squared is actually x plus 1 times x plus 1. And distributing this, you have x times x is x squared, x times 1 is x, 1 times x is x, and 1 times 1 is 1. Like our videos, we always do all our math solution one step at a time, okay? For those who are not really math grounded, so we take it step by step. So you have x squared, x plus x will give us 2x, you understand? Then plus 1. So when you expand this, guys, you get x squared plus x plus 1. So, but if you don't know how to do expansion, let me know in the comment section, all right? So that next video, I will make sure I deal with this in the next video. Now we have 2 into x plus 1 all squared is simply x squared plus 2x plus 1. Then minus 5 into x plus 1 plus 3. So now you go ahead and distribute with this 2 and with this 5 for this one. So you have now 2 times x squared is 2x squared, 2 times 2x is 4x, and 2 times 1 is 2. Here we have minus 5 times s is minus 5s, and minus 5 times 1 will give us minus 5 plus 3. At this point, you want to collect like terms. You have 2x squared. This x and this x comes together. So you have plus 4x minus 5x. These guys and these guys and these guys come together. So you have plus 2 minus 5 plus 3. So finally, we have 2x squared. 4x minus 5x, just like 4 minus 4, that will give me minus 1x, which is the same as minus x. And 2 minus 5 is minus 3, right? Minus 3 plus 3 will give me 0. So the final result will be f of x plus 1 is 2x squared minus x. And that is right here, option A. Now, I understand some of you already know these basics, but you just have to comply with how I'm solving this problem. I'm covering everybody, both those who are still struggling in math and those who are already expert in math. So I don't want to be too fast with the math skills. So I'm taking everything one step at a time. All right, so let's go to the next question, question 2. Now, question 22 says, trick simplify. I want to simplify all of this expression here. So one thing I want you to have in mind is that, you know, when you bring out your calculator, remember I always tell you to have your calculator with you. Okay, already the Jamb will give you a calculator. So this 324 here is the same thing as 18 times 18. So 18 squared is the same as 324. That's what I'm going to do right here. So I'm going to substitute 18 as 324 here. So I have 18 squared here minus 4x squared all over 2x plus 18, right? Now, this 4 also can be written in the powers of 2. 4 is the same thing as 2 squared. 4 is the same as 2 squared. So I'm going to change this 4 as 2 to the power 2, right? You understand? So 2 to the power 2. And finally, this is the same as 18 squared minus 2x all squared. They both have this square power, so I can take all of them to be 1 squared from the laws of indices. If you know what our videos of indices, go and watch them. It will explain most of these things to you. So you have 2x plus 18. Now, this is now the difference of 2 squared in the numerator here. Difference of 2 squared is just like a squared minus b squared. The result is going to be like a minus b times a plus b. So whenever you see something squared minus another thing squared, just this expression, that's what it will become. So when you have something like maybe x squared minus 3 squared, so it becomes what? X minus 3 times x plus 3. That's what it really looks like, right? So now we have 18 squared minus this squared. So from that explanation, this guy is going to become 18 minus 2x, right? Then times 18 plus 2x all over 2x plus 18. And also, let me quickly do something right here. This 2x plus 18 can also be written as 18 plus 2x because 18 is positive, it's still positive here. 2x is positive, it's still positive here. So it's still the same thing, you understand? All right. Yeah, just like a plus b is the same thing as b plus a. B is positive, B is still positive, A is positive, A is still positive. Now, if I have minus A plus B, it's going to become like B minus A. You see, B is positive, B is still positive, A is negative, and A is still negative. This sign determines the polarity of the digit or the number, okay? So that's what I mean. So that is what we have here. So you can see that these guys can cancel out these guys, right? And now we have 18 minus 2x, right? And they say we should simplify completely. Now, you can look at all the options we have here. We don't have any of these guys right in the options. So I can go further to factor out the common term here. See, 2 is the highest factor here. 2 can divide 2x, 2 can divide 18. So if I factor out 2, if 2 divides 18, you get 9. If 2 divides minus 2x, you get minus x. As if to say 2 times 9, 18, 2 times minus x minus 2x, right? Then go to the option. No option is giving us that. The one that is very close to this is this one right here, this one. And you see now we have x minus 9, and here we have 9 minus x. So I can write these guys as now 2 into minus x plus 9, just like I just explained here. The x is negative, is still negative here. The 9 is positive, is still positive, just to rearrange them, changing their position. But remember their signs when you change position. Now you see the minus is right here. Okay, so the next thing I want to do here, I can actually factor out this negative sign, like factoring out this negative sign. So I have now minus 2. When I factor out this negative sign, what will be left here? X will be left. Then if I factor out the negative sign from here, I'll be having negative 9. I will explain all of these things. The idea is that, when minus multiplies x, you get negative x. When minus multiply negative 9, you get positive 9. So if you had put positive sign here, you'd have been wrong. Because when minus goes back into it, it will not give you, it will give you negative 9 instead of positive 9. That's why the result was negative 9. Now, let me explain this one a little bit further. If I have something like minus x minus 9, I can factor out the negative sign. So I have minus into x plus 9. So minus times s is minus s. Minus times 9 will give me minus 9. All right. So if I also have something like this again, maybe I have minus x plus 2, I can factor out this negative sign also. So negative is out. Then negative divides this guy, you have x. And here you have negative 2. Then you go back and check. Negative times s is negative x. Negative times negative 2 is positive 2. That is what I did here. See, negative times negative positive 2. Now, if we look at the option, D must be the correct answer. I hope these explanations are really clear. If they are clear, put it down in the comment section that these explanations are clear. All right. So let's go to the question 3. This is change of subject formula. I've done a video on that, so go watch our videos on change of subject formula. We want to make arrow the subject of this formula, yeah? And you can see arrow is right inside this house, which is the root. So I need to destroy this house. I need to square both sides so that this house will be destroyed. To destroy this house, you square both sides. That's how to destroy the house. So when you square here, this square cancel out these guys. This square becomes x squared equal to 2r plus t over 2rt, right? Now, the next thing you want to do is cross and multiply. So these guys multiply everybody. You have 2x squared rt, right? You see 2x squared rt. Everybody's right together. So you have 2r plus t. When one multiplies this guy, you have this. Now, if you want to make r the sum of the formula, you have two r's here. So you have to bring them together. So I have 2x squared rt. Then when this one comes over, it becomes negative 2r equal to t, because it is positive. When it goes over, it becomes negative. Now you see we have r and we have r. What do? We factor out the r. So when you factor out r, you have 2x squared t here. And of course, you have 2 here because the r is out, the r is out, right? Equal to t. Now, the next thing you want to do is divide both sides by this coefficient of r. So I'll divide here by 2x squared t minus 2, right? And I also divided by 2x squared t minus 2, so that these guys cancel out. So definitely, r is equal to t over 2x squared t minus 2. Let's see for the options. Well, I can see there's no option right here. So that means we need to factor out this 2 here. So when you factor out that 2, what will be left? You have 2 outside. What will be inside? You have x squared t minus 1. I say to say 2 times this guy will give you this guy, and 2 times minus 1 will give you minus 2. And that should be option what? X squared t. That is this one. You see, x squared t minus 1. So that's this one. Yeah, x squared t minus 1. What? Oh, sorry. The 2 is not here, so that is this one. Sorry. So the answer is B. So let's go to the next question, question 24. Now we say factorize completely. Y cubed minus 4xy plus xy cubed minus 4y. I want to factorize completely. So I would like to bring this one to this side. So I have y cubed plus xy cubed minus 4xy minus 4. I just rearrange, but whenever you rearrange, you make sure you're carrying the signs along. The only time the sign will change is when the sign is crossing an equality sign or inequality sign. That's when the sign changes. But when it doesn't cross any equality sign, the sign remains the same. So you see y cube is here. So I'll factor out y cube. Then what will be left? When y cube divides y cube, you have 1. When y cube divides this quantity here, you have what? X, right? Okay, so I always leave a space here. Whatever I have here, I always like to paste them here. Or better still, let me do some things real fast. Okay, let's go ahead. So what is common here? What is common in this expression? What is common? You have minus 4, you have minus 4. So minus 4 is common, right? So when you factor out minus 4, what should be left here? What's going to be left here? Yeah, you have minus, what will be left here is xy plus 1, right? Xy plus 1. That should what will be left here? Xy plus 1. So, and if that is true, no, sorry. I think I made a mistake in this stuff. Sorry. All right, I think here is 4xy. Here should be 4y. So here is 4y, not 4. Sorry about that, please. So let's go back to factorizing now. So we have y cube. So factor out your y cube. What will be left is 1 plus x, just like we did before. So what is common here? You see, minus 4y is common here. So factor out minus 4y. So what will be inside now? When you factor out minus 4y, you should be having x now inside. And what if when you factor out everybody, you should be having plus 1. Let us confirm it. Minus 4y times x will give me minus 4xy. And minus 4y times 1 should give me minus 4y. This is how you check when you ever factorize. And you see x plus 1 and 1 plus x are the same thing. So I can decide to write it as 1 plus x so that it won't get us confused. So we have 1 plus x here. And whenever you factorize, you make sure that these guys and these guys are always the same. That is the reason they must be the same factor, this guy and this guy, all right? Now, so the next stuff is going to be like, these two guys are the same. You have them to be one factor now, 1 plus x. Then this other guys becomes y cubed. This one here minus this one here. I hope this is clear. All right, so you see now there's also a common term in this one. Y is common. Yes, I can factor out y. When I factor out y, okay, let's bring it here. I have 1 plus x, and I have y cubed minus 4y. So y is common here. When I factor out y, what will be left? I have y outside now. I'll be having y squared minus 4, right? Y times this is this, y times this is this. So you should know all of this by now. So you see now we're having y squared minus 4. That is difference of 2 squared to me. Minus 4 is like 2 squared, right? This 4 is 2 squared. So this is difference of 2 squared. And the result will be what? Y minus 2 times y plus 2. I think I've said that earlier. So all of these guys becomes now 1 plus x times y minus 2 times y plus 2. All right, so we finally factorized everybody. Let us see where we have these answers. Okay, so is it this one? Okay, I think that's this one. Yeah, that's this one. Yeah, that is it. So you see y is here, y plus s is here, y minus 2 and y plus. It doesn't matter, they are all commutative, you know. 2 times 3 is the same thing as 3 times 2. It doesn't matter, all of them are all multiplication, they are commutative. So the answer is C. Next question. 25. Now, this is arithmetic progression. Before I solve this problem, let me quickly show you what is arithmetic progression. If I have 2, 4, 6, 8, dot, 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 this is the arithmetic sequence because they are all having a common difference. Now, look at this thing now. 4 minus 2 is 2. 6 minus 4 is 2. 8 minus 6 is 2. This 2 here is called the common difference, which is D. So whenever you have this kind of sequence, that is always an arithmetic progression. When it's geometric is when you divide this guy, you get a common ratio. Like for example, you have 3, 9, 27 and all of that. Now, if you see 9 divided by 3, 9 divided by 3 is 3, 27 divided by 9 is 3. This is division, so it's ratio. This is now the common ratio, R, common ratio. But now we're talking about arithmetic progression, which is common difference. So what it means is that if I have minus 8m, n, 19, remember I want to find the values of m and n in this coordinate form. See, I'm going to solve it right now. So it means this is a arithmetic progression. It means that they have common difference. It means that this guy minus this guy, m minus 8 should give me what is equal to when we do n minus n, n minus m, and it should give me what is also equal to 19 minus n. So let me explain again. Remember, sorry, 19 minus n. Remember I told you that if you have 4 minus 2, you get 2, 6 minus 4, you get 2. So their differences must always be the same. I mean to say 4 minus 2 now should give me what 6 minus 4 will give me, and it should also give me what 8 minus 6 will give me. You understand? It continues, and all of those result is your common difference, which is your D. It continues like that. Hope it's clear. So their differences should give you what the other difference should give you. This minus, you understand? So that's what I did here. This minus this will give me what this minus this will give me, and like that. So we have 19 minus n here. So if you simplify this guy, this is like m plus 8 is equal to n minus n is equal to 19 minus n. This will lead us to what we call a simultaneous equation now, okay? So I can pick this, since they are all equal, this is equal to this is equal to this, they are all equal. So this guy is also equal to this guy is also equal to this guy. Because of what I'm looking for, I'll choose this guy and this guy. So I have m plus 8 is equal to 19 minus n. So when I collect like terms, I take this guy to this side, m plus n, right? Then I have 19 minus 8, and that should give me m plus n equal to 11, right? So this is our first equation, equation 1. So I'd like to pick these two guys again. So I have n minus m equal to 19 minus n. So bring this guy to this side. So that will become plus n. So you have n plus n minus n equal to 19. n plus n is 2n minus m equal to 19. I like to make m comes first because it's here first, so I have minus m plus 2n equal to 19. By now, you should know what I did right here. This minus is here. This guy is positive, right? Call this one equation 2. So right now, we have a simultaneous equations to solve. So I believe you all know how to solve simultaneous equation. So let's go to it. So you see this guy and this guy, they have the same quantity but different sign. This is 1m, this is minus m. So if I go ahead and add this equation, if I go ahead and add this equation, this guy is going to go out, elimination. So m plus minus m plus minus m. This is m plus minus m. That will give me m minus n, which is what? 0. So addition is good for us. If addition fails, I would have put subtraction, but subtraction will not give me 0. Subtraction will not eliminate this m to 0. That's why I had to use addition. So m plus minus n will give me 0. Then n plus 2n will give me 3n, you know, that is it. N plus 2n will give me 3n. And 11 plus this guy should give me 30. And therefore, it divides everybody by 3. So n is equal to 10. So now n is 10. You can put n into any of this equation. So you have n plus n equal to 11. So put n to be 10 here. So you have n plus 10 equal to 11. M is equal to 11 minus 10, and m is equal to 1. So now in coordinate form, which is m comma n, we have our m to be 1, we have our 11, our n to be 10. 1 comma 10 is the correct answer. 25 correct. Now this is solved form. So I want to simplify this guy. So this is like root 27 over 1 plus 3 over root 3. Of course, the way I'm solving this is not the way you're supposed to solve this. And I'm only just trying to explain so that you get the point, all right? So once you understand these things, you apply your own speed. So I'm trying to make it very easy for everybody watching this video to understand. That's why it's quite slow. But once you're solving it, you apply speed. Now, we want to simplify this fraction. I told you whenever I'm simplifying fraction, I always do butterfly style. It's not really cross multiplying. You can do your LCM, right? You can do your LCM. The LCM of 1 and root 3 is root 3. Then 1 divide root 3, you get root 3. Root 3 times root 27, right? Then plus, see, the LCM is root 3. 1 divided root 3. Root 3 divided by 1 is root 3. Then whatever you get multiplies with this numerator. That is it here. Then plus root 3 divided by root 3 is 1. Whatever you get multiplied with this one. So 1 times 3, right? So you see, these guys are a root. So 3 times 27 will give us what? That should be 81, right? 3 times 27 should give us 81 plus 3 over root 3, right? 81 plus root 3 over 3. So what is square root of 81? That is 9, right? So that should be 9 plus 3 over root 3. And that should be 11 over, 12 over root 3. So 12 over root 3. Now, you see, we don't have any of this option here that is 12 over root 3. So the next you want to do, you rationalize. You rationalize, you have 12 over root 3. Rationalize, so you multiply here by root 3 over root 3. So yeah, 12 times root 3 will give me 12 root 3 over, you see, I will not multiply 12 and 3 because this one does not have a root. It doesn't have a root. Whenever I have a root, I will multiply them together, but it doesn't have a root, so I cannot multiply them. The only thing I can do is just putting them together like 12 root 3. So root 3 times root 3, I can multiply them together, and that will give me root 9, because 3 times, I want a square root of 9, that is 3. So I have here to be 3. And 3 can cancel out 12, so I have 4. So now I have what? 4 root 3. That's the answer. So the butterfly style we're talking about is I have 27 plus 3 over root 3. So this is just another way to simplify fractions. So I just like 27 times root 3 will give me 81, multiply them together. So 1 times 3 will give me 3 over 1 times root 3 will give me root 3. So you see, we are back to this point here. This is just to help you simplify fractions. Then you go ahead and simplify everybody. You still get 4 root 3. So you see, we have to rationalize. When we get to this point, 12 over root 3, we have to rationalize to get what the answer is actually is. All right, so let's go to the next question. 27. Well, we have f of x minus 4 is equal to x squared plus 2x plus 3. Now what? You want to find f of 2. This is really interesting. Now let me ask you a question. This is f of x minus 4, and now I want to find f of 2. So I want to ask you, what value of x, f of 2 is unknown, right? Good. So what value of x that you subtract 4 from and you get 2? I don't know if you get it. I'm looking for a value of x so that whenever you take away 4 from it, you'll be left with 2. If x was 8, when you remove 8 from 4, what do you get? You get 4. So I'm not looking for 8. 8 is wrong. So if I had 6, if I remove 4 from 6, what will I have? I'll have 2. And that's what I'm looking for. I just want these old guys to boil down to 2. So I need to make my x be 6. You understand? So I need to say let x be equal to 6. So because when x is equal to 6, I have f of 6 minus 4 here. Then everybody here will be 6 because x is now 6. Here is 6 squared plus 2, 6 plus 3. Now, back to this guy. What is 6 minus 4? 2. So you see, I have f of 2, and that is what I'm looking for. So now, 6 squared is 36, and then 2 times 6 is 12, plus 3. This guy will give me 48. 48 plus 3 will give me, what's that again? 48 plus 3 should give me 51, right? So f of 2 is 51. So that is option D. I hope this is clear. I hope this is really clear to you guys. So let's go to the next one. Question 28. This is circle geometry, cyclic circle geometry. All right. So you see, we have a bigger triangle outside like this bigger triangle. And you know, the sum of the interior angle of a triangle is 81. So whenever I add 81 and 22 and this y, I should get 180, right? So when I do 22 plus 81, let's say here is P, then plus P should give me 180. I mean, I'm assuming here to be P. So 21 plus this guy should give me 103 plus P equal to 180. And P should give me how much? 70, that's 77, right? So P is 77. So yes, 77. Now you see this is cyclic because it's touching the circle at the vertices of this quadrilateral. This is a quadrilateral shape. It's four-sided. We call them quadrilateral. You see, these are their vertices. This point, like you have a shape like this. This point is called the vertex. So this vertex is touching the circle at 4 points. So it's a cyclic quadrilateral. And one thing about it is that their opposite sides sum up to 180. See, this guy is opposite to this guy. When you sum them up, you should get 180. So that means 77 plus x, and I'm looking for x. When I sum them up, I should get what? 180, right? And x is equal to 180 now, minus 77 when you collect like terms. And x should give me 103 degrees. So the answer is C. A lot of ways to solve this problem, a lot of ways. This is circle geometry. We have a couple of ways of solving this problem, all right? So that is it. So just take the one you like best. Now, question 20, now we are almost there. So we still want to factorize here again. I have m cubed minus 2m squared minus m plus 2. Now, you see this factorization, you see the answer will not be this guy, nor will it be this guy. Okay, let me just start with that. But what we are expecting, we are going to expect three factors. We expect three factors here. These guys can also be splitted up, so it gets three factors. That's why I have to cancel it again. So now let's go back to the factorization now. How do I factor out this guy? You see, m cubed is here, m squared is here. So if I factor out m squared, if this guy divides this guy, what will be left is m, right? And if this guy divides this guy, what will be left is minus 2. As if to say, this guy times this guy is this, and this time this is this. You are getting it now, right? Then I always like to tell you, whatever is here should be what must also be here. So sometimes I like to paste them, all right? I like to paste them, and I ask myself, what will I multiply with m to get minus m? That is minus 1. So minus 1 times m is minus m. Minus 1 times minus 2 is plus. So you see, it works. But if you don't like this, you go ahead and factor out the negative sign. But I feel this is better for me because these guys and these guys must be the same. And because now the next statement becomes n minus 2, they must be the same. That's why I'm bringing them to be 1. And all these guys that are hanging around should become here, right? Now you see, when you have this kind of thing, what should come to your mind? Difference of 2 square. Please, Jamb students, difference of 2 square is very important. So this minus 1 can also be written as m squared minus 1 squared. Because 1 squared is 1, right? You see? And difference of 2 square is right here. So we have m minus 1 times m plus 1. That's what I'm going to put right here. So I have m minus 2, and I have m minus 1, and I have m plus 1. That's factorizing this guy. So the answer should be, I think it's D. I mean C, C is correct. So now let's go to 30. This is the last question. This is one of the questions one of my students sent to me. So I'm including this question here and one other question after this one. So this is variation. It says m varies jointly as the square of n. The square of n is like n squared. This is the square of n. Then this is the square root of n. Take note, square of n, square root of n. So let's get started. M varies jointly as the square of n. So that's n squared and square root of q, square root of q. Let's stop here. Now take away this variation sign. Whenever you take this variation sign away, you introduce a constant which is called k. And now you have n squared root root q. Now the next statement is going to help us get the value of k. Let's go to the next statement. Say m is 24. That means this guy is 24. Good. We have k here. Now they will tell us n. You see n is 2. So that this guy is 2. So we have 2 squared. And now it should tell us q. Q is 4. You see here it should be 4. Why we want to get the value of k? That's why they are doing all of this stuff. So 2 squared is 4. So you have k, you have 4. And square root of 4 is 2. You have 2 here. You have 24. 4 times 2 is what? 8. So you have 24 equal to 8k, right? Divide both sides by 8 now. So you have now k is equal to 3 because 24 divided by 8 is 3. So my k is 3. Now go back to these guys and tell them k is 3. So you have m is equal to 3n squared root q. Now you see we've gotten the real solution now. I mean the real equation now. Now I want to find m. See this, I want to find it. So m is unknown. And now, so since we want to find n, they should give us the value of n and q. Now you see n is 5, q is 9. So we have 3, n is 5, 5 squared, and q is just 9. So all of these guys becomes 3 times 25. Square root of 9 is 3 now. So we have 3 here. So 25 times 3 should give me, that's 75. 75 times 3 should give me 225. So my m must be 225. That is option D. Now let's go to the last question, which is also one of the questions my students sent to me. This is ratios and proportion. All right, so it says I'd like to change these guys to what's it called, to improper fractions. So that I put my times here and I put my plus here. So 3 times 2. So now I have m ratio n is equal to 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7 over 3. The same thing, you put your times and your plus here. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6 over 5. Here I have n ratio q. I have 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1. I have 3 over 2. And that should give me what? 4 over 3. But now I want to find q ratio m. I have m ratio this. I have this ratio this. I want to find q ratio m. Like this is q ratio m. Please don't go and take this q, sorry, this q here and ratio it to this m. No, that's wrong. Before you do that, you must, that is what we are going to do. But before you do that, you must make sure some things are right. You see, n here, n is the connection between m and n and q. n is the connection. And you see, the value of n here is different. So before we merge them together, we must make sure the value of n is the same with the value of n before we can now correspond everybody together. So I would like to say this ratio, m ratio n is the same as m over n, right? You should know that. So this is like 7 over 3 divided by 6 over 5. And that is 7 over 3. You know, this is divided by 6 over 5. You change division to multiplication. So you have 7 over 3 times 5 over 6. Whenever you change division to multiplication, these guys will turn around, right? So 7 times 3 is, 7 times 5 is 35, right? and 6 times 3 is 18. So that's 18. So I have my m over n to be this. All right, so this is what it looks like. So I'll do the same for here. N over Q, I have 3 over 2 now divided by 4 over 3. So 3 over 2 times 3 over 4, and that should give me 9 over 8. So I have N over Q is equal to this. And I have M over N is equal to 35 over 18. Now look at it now. The value of N now is 18, and the value of N now is 9. You see, so they are almost close. You see, this 18, of course, is bigger than 9. So how will I make this 9 to become 18? I hope you're thinking what I'm thinking. This is 18, this is 9. So I need them to be equal. What do I do to this 9 to make it 18? So I have to multiply this 9 by 2, right? So because of that, I'm going to multiply everybody here by 2 over 2, because 2 over 2 is 1, right? If I multiply anybody by 1, that person is still remaining the same. So I multiply everybody by 2 over 2. It's a strategic approach because 2 over 2 is 1. So when I multiply here by 2, I will get 18, and I multiply here by 2. 8 times 2 will give me 16. You see, this guy, this ratio, this fraction is equivalent to this fraction. So now go back to this one. You have m over n is equal to 35 over 18. You see, they are now equal, right? So we can now merge them together now. So this is like m ratio n ratio q. So my m is 35. So this is 35. My n is 18 for everybody. So my n is just 18. And my q is 16, right? So what did they say we should find with q ratio m? This is q ratio m. My q is 16. So my q here will be 16 ratio. My m is 35. So that is 16 ratio 35. So the answer is A. So thank you very much, viewers, for watching. If you love what we do, subscribe to this channel, share this video to other learners, and do not forget to tell us you love what you are doing on the comment section. Thank you very much. I wish you success in your forthcoming job, and I pray God bless you all. Bye-bye.